So, welcome to this video. I'm going to show you how many emails you should send out. And you can see we're starting off with a meme again. And this is probably you, or at least this is how I would be as a brand owner. I would be sitting, sipping my coffee, and then realizing, yeah, I should send more emails. So yeah, that's basically the start of this video. I will go through the different stages and how many emails you should send out to. So let's start with the first question. How many emails should I send out to mean? First of all, we have two different setups. I mean, check out some of my other videos. I have like an entire 40-minute video where I go through every flow automations that is out there. So definitely check that out, because we do have automations, which we call flows, and then we have one-off campaigns, which I'm referring to as how many emails should I send. So how many emails should I send on a weekly basis? And you can take a look at your brand right now and realize, oh, you're probably sending too less, too many, whatever it is. But basically, most of the time, if we audit accounts, they either send 0, and that's definitely way too low, or they send 1, or they send 2, or they send 3, or they send 4+. But let's start off with 1 email per week. When should you send out 1 email per week? That's if you are basically at 0. So like if you do not have any email set up at all, or your main focus should be around ads, like everything below like 50K per month, pretty much 40K per month, something like that, you definitely want to send out 1 email per week. This will not drive crazy results, but it's basically the foundation that you need to basically have an engaged audience down the line. Because right now, your main leverage will be not to crack out email campaigns. It's actually to maximize your front end, to maximize the eyeballs you're getting, to maximize the sales that you're generating outside of emails. You have your flow set up, that is set up. That's definitely something you need to have. But right now, your attention, or like the input of you spending hours and hours on creating 2 email campaigns per week, it's just not equivalent to the output you're generating when it comes to revenue. So instead of doing that, you should use something where you have bigger leverage, which is, as I said, ads or some other alternatives, organic, whatever it is. But you definitely should at least send 1 email per week, because the issue that you will realize you end up with if you're not doing any emails at all is that you will hit your threshold, because the only option is you do not hit it, then you quit, or you hit it. So you will, if you keep learning, keep improving, you will hit your 50K per month threshold, let's say, and then you realize, okay, I do have this set of leads, customers, whatever on your email list, but you've never sent out a single campaign. And what you end up is with a list, and you have no idea how engaged they are. They have never seen a campaign from you, and it takes some time to warm them up and get the best results. So to not run into this issue, you actually at least send out 1 email per week. Super simple. You can do it designed. You can even do it plain text. I have a friend of mine who I told pretty much the same. I'm like, it does not make sense for you to work with us. However, if you have some time, allocate some time to at least sending out 1 email per week. And you can literally, if you're a small brand, you can literally use that to your advantage and say, hey, this is a weekly founders catch up. And you just walk them through the behind the scenes of your brand, what you've been working on, what you're trying to do, blah, 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 blah. And that's basically your email per week. It's like a newsletter, personal newsletter. But use that to your advantage, and there's literally no reason for not sending at least 1 email per week. But if you're a proper brand and you do at least like 50K per month, something like that, you should definitely send at least 2 emails per week. 2 emails per week is not that much. And the leverage you will see in output actually gives you revenue. So definitely make sure to send at least 2 emails per week if you're doing enough volume. And then it's just, after 2 emails per week, this is like the bare minimum for any brand we start with. So we rarely work with brands where we only send 1 email per week, because it just doesn't make sense for them to hire us. So 2 emails per week. Now it's getting complicated to pull that off on your own, especially if you want to start doing some designs. So yeah, 2 emails per week, pretty much everything above 50K per month, or like at least a decent sized email list. Then we go into the territory with that we suggest. It's like, okay, 3 emails per week is like a really good sweet spot when it comes to your email campaigns. That's usually when you see kind of diminishing returns when it comes to your input-output ratio. And also you will see an increase in unsub rate because you're just sending too many emails and stuff like that. So 3 emails per week is actually a sweet spot. And also, input-output ratio is really good. And also when it comes to, the actual required hours, this takes some time. That's why I would probably not send them out myself if I would be a brand owner, because pretty much like the same here. Like if you have a decent team that you partner up with, an email agency, it doesn't cost too much to work with someone who pumps out 3 emails per week. And it also, the output, the revenue, the extra revenue that you're generating is just super positive. And the hours that you should put into it's pretty much the same. Like here it's like ads. Here's like, okay, you can, focus around and like be profitable, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually want to grow and become super big, you need to outsource that and not spend hours and hours into email campaigns. So yeah, that's basically this situation. And then what happens after that? So that's 4+ emails per week. That's usually the case if we see like bigger brands and brands that branch out into hyper-segmentation. So you can start sending 4 emails per week. That's definitely fine. You just have to take a look at the engagement of your list. And then if you want to, you can split up between buyers and non-buyers and basically send out 3 emails per week for each of those segments. So you do 2 emails for everyone, and then 1 buyer specific and 1 non-buyer specific, and you basically cycle through the content that you're sending out and cycle through the offers that you're sending out and stuff like that. So that's really the reason when you should send out 4+ emails per week. We've seen brands where they literally send out an email a day. Depends on how heavy you are on direct response. So for example, direct response brands, you cycle through your leads so hard, and they are always front end. So for you to cycle, you want to squeeze everything out within their first purchase, and you need to get them to purchase again, immediately with good offers and heavy churn. If you're running that type of brand, totally fine. Spam those people with more emails, 1 email per week, 1 email a day. But if you're running a proper branding angle, then 4+, maybe 5 is kind of the max when it comes to the input-output ratio, without running into any deliverability issues and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown on how many emails you should send out. If you're thinking about how you can actually do 3+ campaigns per week, then you should probably not do that and partner up with us. So if you want to get a free email audit, check out the link in the description. It gets into my scheduler. We have a super casual conversation. And by the end, you know how many emails you should send out to and who to work with. So make sure to check that out. Other than that, check out some of my other YouTube videos. I have a bunch of stuff about email marketing, Klaviyo, Shopify, whatever you want. And then I see you in the next one or on our call. Bye-bye. Take care. I love you.